All right, guys, welcome back. It is August 10th, 2024, and we took a drive out to the local Ollie's to see if we could find any new Ollie's treasures, and I did. So let's take a look, and we will see, and we will open. All right, I finally found the X-Men 3-pack. Storm, Forge, and Jubilee in their blue and yellow suits. These were really the first set that I had heard was being released on Ollie's that I was looking for. I literally found every other set before finding these. Found them today, Middletown Ollie's. Their price was $24.99. All right, what else did I get? I got Indiana Jones. I got one of these figures earlier, not a Indiana Jones figure, but one of the other characters. This is Indiana Jones from the Dial of Destiny. Probably not my favorite Indiana Jones movie, but I really wanted to put this artifact together, and they had the whole set, so went ahead and got it. Along with that, got the Temple of Doom Possessed Indy. I think it's pretty cool. He comes with that little accessory there, which is that thing that Molaram was feeding blood to people to make them into zombies. I think that's probably the coolest accessory I've seen for the set so far. But there is Hypnotized Indiana Jones from Temple of Doom, my favorite Indiana Jones movie. We have Helena Shaw, also from the Dial of Destiny. Again, not my favorite Indiana Jones movie, but she also came with a piece of this artifact, so we went ahead and got her. You know, I was thinking I could probably maybe change her, do some customizing to make her the blonde lady from Temple of Doom, right? What do you think? Maybe. I don't know, we'll see. We have Short Round. Yeah, had to get this figure, right? As soon as I saw it, I got excited. Then I found the rest of them. So, pretty cool. Short Round, again, comes with an artifact piece. I'm hoping that I can do a Temple of Doom display shelf with these guys. Maybe make a little bridge diorama or something. We'll see what we can do, but got them. Short Round. And the last thing I got at Ollie's today, we have the Temple of Doom Indy. Kind of that ripped shirt, been through some stuff Indy, right, from Temple of Doom. This is like the bridge with the sleeve ripped off, and you know, the soles of his shoes aflame from stopping the train car, right? Messed up. Temple of Doom Indy. All right, looking forward to it. And I got one more thing today. I had one of these already, but I happened to stop in at Ross for less, and I found a Zurg figure from the Lightyear movie. Now, I'm sure anyone who's watching this already knows, but for anybody who maybe doesn't know, these were big when the movie came out, but not because of the movie. The movie kind of got lukewarm reception, but these were big because people were using them and customizing them to make Sentinels from X-Men. So now I know that there's the whole HasLab Sentinel, and like that's kind of the standard industry standard one to have if you're anybody, but I'm not anybody and I don't have one. I do have one of these that I previously made into a Sentinel, and I'm probably going to do the same thing with this. But the best part of this was that it was $4.99. I think the one that I got after kind of the craze started to settle down a bit, and I got them for 20 bucks. So getting this guy for $5 to me was just a great find, because I only ever found the one. They weren't on the shelves. After a while, everybody was buying them. So I got a second one, and we'll see what that custom will look like, right? Maybe I'll do a video of that. All right, so let me open some of these and we'll be right back. All right, first out of the box, we have Jubilee. Put her alternate head on her that comes with the textbook Jubilee bubblegum bubble. These cool glasses come on and off. I gave her her little blast effects that she comes with. Pretty decent figure. You know, when I think to Marvel Legends, the only ones that I have had are the Build-A-Figure and I believe the Juggernaut Wave figure. So to have a blue and yellow suit Jubilee for the team, I think is pretty cool. But she's pretty basic, you know, nothing real special about her, aside from it just being Jubilee in the suit. She comes with this head. This is the one that came on her. Like I said, I switched out the bubblegum one. So that's the one that came originally on the figure. And she also came with 2 fist hands. So if you want to, you know, do some photography with her in a fighting pose or fighting somebody, you can do that. She has these open hands, which I think are kind of lending to the little fire effect for her. So that's Jubilee. Next came Aurora Monroe, or Storm, as we all know her. I put her little weather effect hands on her. These aren't the ones that came on the figure, but again, you know, when I was reading comic books, you know, when I was reading comic books heavily, I was a kid in the late 80s, early 90s, and she was, you know, the leader of the gold team. So it's really cool to have a Storm figure in this suit. I have a Mohawk Storm, which was kind of late 80s, early 90s. And I have the, you know, classic black gown, kind of long hair Storm. So this is a great figure to have that's different from those. She came with, let her down so we don't knock that box over. She came with some open hands. These are the ones that came on her. Just some regular kind of open hands, just like the ones that Jubilee has. And she came with some fists. I'm assuming just like the Jubilee fists, in case you want to have her fighting somebody. All right. And last but not least in this 3-pack was Forge. There he is. You know, it's interesting that these hit Ollie's just as the X-Men 97 figures were coming out. But Forge is a figure that kind of always takes a back seat. You know, some people don't consider him as important as some of the other X-Men, but he was right in my heyday. You know, him and Bishop and Cable, that whole kind of futuristic storylines and stuff. Forge was right in the thick of it, so it's nice to have another figure of him. This is my second Forge figure, but this is my first in this uniform that I think will go so well with all the other members in their blue and yellow. All right. All right, I've gotten all the Indiana Jones figures out of their packaging. And these are those, no plastic, kind of good for the environment packages. I'm not the biggest fan of them. I think a lot of people aren't, which is why the window boxes are coming back in. But they're not hard to unpack. It's just always that fear of, is what I'm buying in the box, especially when you go to a place like Ollie's or some kind of secondhand store. It's like, these could be open, something else could be in there, and you won't know if you're an on-card collector, right? So that anxiety is always there. But got these guys out, so let's go through them. The first one I have here is the Temple of Doom, kind of end of the movie Indy. It's got that sleeve ripped off. He's got kind of the pants are ripped. He's been down that mine cart. He's on the bridge, Indy. He comes with this lasso. He comes with a machete. He comes with a pistol that comes out of the holster. This guy, more so than the other ones that I'm going to show you after this, his joints and stuff were a lot harder to kind of get loose. So be careful. Remember, just because these are new to you doesn't mean they're new figures, right? We're getting them off the shelves kind of haphazardly, and you might be excited to open them up and just start moving them around and break something. So be careful with that. Heat it up in water if you can, or with a hair dryer. Along with that, he comes with this satchel. Satchel doesn't open up. It's not really special or anything. It's just kind of a dressing piece, which is nice. They went ahead and painted the buttons brass and stuff. Has a fair amount of detail for a figure like this. And he comes with a curled up lasso that he could, whip that he could put in this little holster on his belt loop. All right, so Temple of Doom Indy. All right. Then I will go with Short Round next. I was very surprised when I opened Short Round and found, soft goods clothes. I hadn't really researched this line much. I had seen a little bit about it, here and there, and heard people weren't really reacting too well with it. But I like him. I think he's good. He's got a soft goods shirt and another soft goods kind of undershirt. He is fully posable like all the other figures. He does stand considerably shorter. We'll take Temple of Doom Indy and put Short Round next to him so you can see. So they are in scale with one another, which is nice. His hat does come off, which allows you to put you can reenact that scene where Indy comes out of his trance and puts his hat on him, right? Or he puts the hat back on Indy. Pretty cool. He also comes with a torch, a small knife, and probably the coolest accessory he comes with is this little like voodoo doll that they fought over in the movie. The other little prince kid was stabbing. That's pretty awesome. Alright, so that's Short Round. And to finish up the Temple of Doom figures that I got today, we have kind of Hypnotized Indy is what it's being called on the box. This is the point in the movie where he was fed the blood from that severed head goblet thing and became a thuggy in the movie, right? He has this little kind of ceremonial beaded thing. He's got the lashes on his back and stuff. Got the little painting on his face. And I gotta say, that's not a terrible likeness to Harrison Ford. That's pretty cool, I think. That's a really nice likeness. And he comes with a bunch of cool accessories. He has that same, not the same satchel, but a satchel as well. And it opens. I don't want to pull those out because they're a pain to get back in, but it has the two little prongs that'll come out and stick back into the bag that are sometimes very rubbery and hard to get through. He comes with that creepy severed head goblet thing that holds the blood to make you a zombie. I gotta say, when I was a kid, this prop was probably the scariest part of the movie, probably the part of the movie that gave me the most nightmares, right? That severed, kind of withered head that was full of, blood or whatever it was. And he comes with a set of 3 stones from the movie, the Shankara stones, I think is what they're called. There's one, the tallest one, and then you have one that's slightly shorter. Let's see if we can get that to focus. Yep. And then one that's just tiny. Alright, so you have a whole set of 3. Alright. That's what comes with Temple of Doom Indy. Then we have Dial of Destiny Indy. I'll do her first. So she was kind of Indy's replacement, the person that he's passing the torch on to in the newest movie, Dial of Destiny. I don't even know what her name is. Helen Shaw. Like I said earlier, this wasn't my favorite Indiana Jones movie, but it was an Indiana Jones movie. I think a lot of people are taking like great offense to what's happening with our childhood properties. Indiana Jones, Willow, Star Wars, all those Lucasfilm properties. And I get it. It's my childhood too. I don't think she was a great character to pass the torch on to. I much would have rathered they stuck with the previous story of Indiana Jones' son, although a lot of people didn't like that either. Or even brought Short Round back. That would have been cool. But it was an entertaining movie. A lot of people didn't like it. It wasn't my favorite. I liked it a little bit more than Crystal Skulls, but Crystal Skulls wasn't great either. Temple of Doom is really my Indiana Jones, but here she is, Helen Shaw, the figure from Dial of Destiny. And then we have kind of old man Indy from Dial of Destiny. You can see he's kind of I think he's a very good-looking figure. Got the gray and the age, and he comes with some accessories. That backpack is pretty detailed. It's pretty nice. He has that little flashlight, that old kind of old era flashlight, and his whip, and a little satchel. Not much to him, but I like the way he looks with the full jacket and the full pants. The full look. I don't think the hat comes off. Nope, it doesn't. So there he is, old man Indy from Dial of Destiny. And I got all these, especially the Dial of Destiny figures. I keep saying that Temple of Doom is my Indiana Jones, but these figures all put together a artifact, and that's what kind of drew my attention to. It's kind of like a Build-A-Figure for this series. And this series, this Build-A-Figure, was this artifact. Kind of goes along with the Temple of Doom theme. Although I might be wrong, but I don't really remember there being this snake on top of the skull that held the Shankara stones. But I could be wrong. I'm going to have to go back and look at it. But each one of these figures came with a piece of this to assemble it, and one of them came with a set of what are supposed to be kind of shining Shankara stones. Right? If you remember in the movie, when they're close to each other, they start to glow. So that's what that color is supposed to be simulating. I would put them in their spots. If you look into the eye sockets there, you can see those two little round spots, and in the nose there's another one. That's for these to sit in. All right, so these go in there. But I think that if I got it seated in there and then picked it up, they would fall out. So let's see if I can do this and show it to you at the same time. Boom. Oh, can I do it without it falling? Yeah, I think that looks pretty cool. That's going to look great on a shelf somewhere. And beyond that, I mean, even if I don't want to use this for Temple of Doom kind of diorama scene or anything, this will just be a great diorama piece, you know, for maybe a mummy scene or a horror movie scene or something like that. Love these diorama bits and pieces, right? And you see the eyes just fell in there, so I'll have to jiggle them out or take it apart. There they are. All right, so there it is. That's my Ollie's haul for the day. We got all 5 of the Indiana Jones figures. We got the 3-pack of the X-Men anniversary set. And we got that Lightyear Zurg, which I'll do another video about when I customize that, all right? So happy hunting. Get out there. I'm finding every weekend Ollie's has new stuff, so hopefully yours is the same, all right? Take care.